Hey everybody, this is a video. I'm trying to duplicate what we did last year, which is trying to create a video that will help you to do your assessment from start to finish this year. I am trying to also combine the previous video that you should have watched, Assessing for Improvement, and tie that in with our prepackaged math assessment this year. And this is what I came up with. So the prepackaged course level institutional outcome 2 activity form looks like this, or the template looks like this. You can find it on Big Ben's website. I'm going to show you where to find that at the end of this video. I will also put up the Assessing for Improvement form. This isn't a form that you're expected to turn into anybody. I just got a lot of questions last year about how to create an assessment activity that does more than just assesses for competency or assesses to show that somebody's doing something. This is a form that should help you think about how to assess for improvement. And I'll probably send this out to everybody as well. So the first thing that you need to do when you're deciding what you're going to assess for the year is you need to look at your 7-year plan. And you can find this plan again on Big Ben's website, and I'm going to show you where to look for that at the end of this video. But in looking at your 7-year assessment plan, you need to choose what course and outcome or course and or program outcome you need to assess. So this is the 2020-2021 year, and the one that we're going to go with is in the BIM program. So BIM, these are the potential courses that could be assessed. And then the outcome that we're looking at this year is the math outcome, which is institutional outcome 2, but it's also for this program, it's program outcome 1. And every program is going to set up their what part of their institutional outcomes where their institutional outcomes fall in their program outcomes differently. So a lot of people have synced those up so that their institutional outcome is the same as their program outcome. And in the future, we'll probably work a little bit on getting those synced up, but right now they might be a little bit different. So you see program outcome 1 and institutional outcome 2 are both the math assessment for the BIM program. So after that, in order to try to answer some of the questions that are going to be on the templates or the form, the online form you're going to need to fill out at the end of the year, at the end of your assessment, you'll want to look in your MCO for whatever course you're going to assess. You're going to want to look at what the course number is, and then you want to look at what that institutional outcome is. Again, just make sure that it syncs up with what you thought you were doing in your 7-year plan. And also look at your course outcome. So in this case, it's create and use statistical math, look up financial and logical functions. So if we go back to that assessing for improvement form, you'll see that I put those things into the form and just filled out that form using the information we just talked about. Now, here's the part where in the form it starts asking you questions, trying to get you to think about how to start assessing for improvement. So one of the questions it's asking you to try to find a problem. So you're trying to find a problem before you begin your assessment, not trying to assess to find the problem. So what is an assignment activity lesson that you currently do or would like to try, which you think could be improved or done in a way that might better help students meet that outcome? And Ryan said, I noticed that my students in BIM 190 were having trouble applying statistical formulas on their final exam. I would like to improve an assignment or lesson in that area. So the next question there is asking about starting data. So what data do you have that has led you to believe that you might like to try to or improve that assignment, activity, lesson, etc.? For example, did 25% of your students fail a specific question on an exam? Do your students have a hard time discussing a particular topic? And Ryan said, in looking at fall 2019 data, I noticed that 30% of my students failed the portion of the final exam which required them to apply statistical formulas. The next question is about the plan. How might you create or change an assignment, activity, lesson, etc. in order to better help students meet the outcome? And Ryan said, I currently have some optional online trainings, videos, and worksheets surrounding applying statistical formulas that are available for students to watch. These are through the platform MindTap. I'm going to make them mandatory. And then the next part of this is just trying to keep people in the mindset of creating a calendar around this. So what day, week in this quarter will you try this new assignment, activity, lesson, etc.? Making an alarm for yourself in your calendar and reflecting this change in the syllabus. It's a great way to get the ball rolling. And Ryan said, I'm going to make this change in my syllabus today. That way I don't forget to do it later. So then if we look at the form after it's been all filled out, we put in all the answers in there. And the only reason to do this is just so that we have something to remember what it is that we plan on doing and what the focus of that plan is, what we're trying to achieve. This form, again, is not going to be turned in. This is just for you, just a way for you to think about assessment in a different way. And some of you are already thinking about assessment in this way. So it might not even be necessary for you to do something like this. The form that you would need to fill out, though, is this prepackaged course level IO2 activity form. And again, I just took all of the information that we had from that last form, and then if there were a few things that we needed that weren't on there, I would add those into here. But you see things like which institutional outcome are you looking at, program outcome, courses tied to this assessment, course outcome, what did you do for your assessment and why. And it's just the same answers that were given in that last form, giving those same answers in this form. And this form is really about trying to duplicate what you actually will need to submit to the assessment team. We're going to talk about that in a second. So throughout the video, I've been talking about the prepackaged plan template or the regular assessment template. I'm going to show you where to find both of those in just the next slide, but I did want to show you what that just regular assessment plan template looked like. So you'd click into there and it would pull up this form. And one thing to note about this is that the form now is just going to be one form for both course and program assessments. So you'll no longer have to choose which type of assessment you're submitting. They're all going to be considered program assessments, and we can talk about more about what that means in our meeting. But for now, just know this is the other template. So the last step from that prepackaged template plan or from either of the templates is to submit your assessment. And you can do that two ways. I'll show you first the way that we've classically done it, which is you are going to click into the portal, and then you will click into Faculty and Staff Workplace, and then you will click on MCO's Assessment Reporting, and you'll enter Program Assessment here. But there's a little bit easier way to do it, which is we have a new place on the website where you can find all of your assessment things that you need. So you go to Information and you go down to Instruction and an Assessment. And then on this page, you will find everything. You'll find your assessment plans, you'll find templates. So this, for example, is your 7-year plan. And then you can go on there and you will open up the examples, and on examples there will be a button that says Submit Assessment Reports here, and you'll click that, and that will take you to the last step. Once you get into the assessment page on SharePoint, you're going to enter program assessment here, and that's going to pull up something that looks like this. This is your online form. Really, you're just going to copy and paste the information over from your assessment template or your prepackaged plan template, and then you are going to save that document, and you'll be done with that assessment unless you've decided to pursue whatever it is that you had going on that assessment further. You may still have other assessments that you need to submit for the year, but that will complete this assessment that you just filled out for the time being. Thank you for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me about any information on this video. You can also reach out to any of the members of your assessment team or to your dean. And I will see all of you this year. Thank you.